Very bizarre article. You know, we talked about something really good that the BBC did recently, which is decide that as a matter of policy, they're not going to have these 50-50 fake controversy debates around climate change. They are going to present it the way the science presents it, which is an overwhelming consensus that human activities on Earth are connected to broad climate change. That was a good thing. Here's a bad thing that they did. There was a speech from Frances O'Grady, the first female general secretary of the Trades Union Congress. It's essentially a labor organization. And Frances O'Grady was giving a speech on the problems right now in the working class, increased inequality, the growing divide between the haves and the have-nots. And just minutes after she warned of a return to a Downton Abbey society, the BBC cuts away from Frances O'Grady's very important speech about an issue that affects millions and millions of people, and instead has to announce, breaking news, that there will be another royal baby, Lewis. The Duchess of Cambridge is pregnant. And when I read about this, I could not help but be reminded of when MSNBC, Andrea Mitchell, was interviewing Congresswoman Jane Harman, very important interview, and then all of a sudden they have to cut away for this.
And said that in a short period of time he wants recommendations. But I think at this point we should seriously consider not continuing
Congresswoman Harman, let me interrupt you. Congresswoman, let me interrupt you just for a moment. We've got some breaking news out of Miami. Stand by, if you will. Right now in Miami, Justin Bieber has been arrested on a number of charges. The judge is reading the charges, including resisting arrest and driving under the influence. He's appearing now before the judge for his bond hearing. Let's watch.
Number 2 Monroe.
Craig on behalf of the state.
All right. Mr. Perez and Mr. Craig? Craigo.
Yeah. I mean, Lewis, it's essentially the same thing, right? And I would have liked to imagine that BBC would not do this. Maybe I'm missing some kind of cultural context about the importance of royal babies in the United Kingdom, but it strikes me as the same type of thing, interrupting substantive conversations, which, by the way, on American corporate media are not even that common. You finally get a substantive conversation and you cut to news of Justin Bieber being in court, the BBC going away from one of the fundamental issues of modern society right now, increased inequality, to let us know, Lewis, that the Duchess of Cambridge is expecting.
Normally, I praise the BBC. They usually do great work. They do have important discussions. I like their news coverage. And there is one exception. There is always one exception. And if it has to do with the royal family or some stupid royal baby or the Queen and all of that nonsense, they're all about it. But you will never hear breaking news on BBC about Justin Bieber getting arrested.
No.
Yeah.
And although you might hear breaking news on MSNBC about a royal baby, although I guess not in this particular case. Maybe it happened during a commercial break, and they certainly can't come back from those early. We know the bills need to be paid. We have Patriot Mail for you today. I have one of the most cringeworthy introductions at a political rally, maybe that I have ever heard. I will play that for you, and economist Richard Wolff will also join me next.